Hello, lovely people of the world. Rosie here to you, and welcome to our E3 2019 reactions discussion. Today I'm joined by...
Green Cobus Gaming.
Pancake Armor Man.
And TheJamesRolls.
And that's the best intro we're ever going to have because...
I feel like we say this every single time we've done an intro the last, 5 discussions. It's good, though. We keep getting better and better at it.
It only took us 4 years.
It only took us 4 years. That's how long it takes to make a game sometimes, depending on how long it takes. Well, I guess depending on how much programming you have and how much evolved and.
Anywho, let's get it move on.
Those games that take 10 years.
So we're going to be discussing our thoughts on everything that was announced during E3 2019, or at least the things we cared about. Normally we start off with not Nintendo stuff, but this time around we're going to start with the stuff we actually care about. Starting with, what are your thoughts on Banjo Kazooie and the Dragon Quest Hero and Smash Brothers?
So since I'm going first, my thoughts on... Well, I'll start with the Dragon Quest Hero. I don't really care for Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest is not one of my favorite series at all. I have never been able to get into it. So when I saw the Dragon Quest Hero announced, I was just like, oh, great, another sword fighter. It's not like we don't have plenty of those. Fire Emblem, Legend of Zelda, Xenoblade, all that sort of stuff. So when I saw the Dragon Quest Hero, and since that's basically what they started with, I was not really looking forward to anything else after that. But Banjo Kazooie, that was awesome. I was really surprised that they actually decided to add Banjo Kazooie into the game, because there had been rumors that he was going to be in. Everybody wanted him in. It was just so awesome. And the second that Jiggy was seen on screen, I was getting all hyped up. And then Banjo, it was awesome. All that sort of stuff. It was just really awesome. So, yeah.
So, clearly, because I posted the separate reaction for Banjo and not Dragon Quest Hero, you can probably figure out my thoughts. I lost my damn mind when I saw the Jiggy, and I screamed pretty much, Banjo has come home. So obviously I'm excited that Banjo and Kazooie are going to be in Smash Ultimate. So first off, thank you, Nintendo, since you picked the DLC this time. You were listening. People have wanted Banjo since Melee, so thank you. Thank you, Rare. Thank you, Microsoft. Thank you, Sakurai. Anybody who was involved in making this happen, thank you so much. You've made a lot of people's dreams come true. Banjo finally back on a Nintendo console, at least somewhat. Very, very exciting. But the Dragon Quest Hero, there were lots of rumors going around that it was going to be Erdrick, the Dragon Quest III hero. I think I called him Edric throughout the entire reaction when I did that. But Erdrick was rumored, but he ended up only being alternate costume to the hero title, since there's 4 Dragon Quest heroes, technically speaking, but the main one is from 11. I mean, it's cool. Dragon Quest is a big series over in Japan, which is funny considering Dragon Quest is big in Japan, but not so much in America, and in America, Banjo and Kazooie are a big deal, and in Japan, not so much, so it's a pretty funny parallel when you look at it that way. But Dragon Quest Hero is a neat addition. Obviously, it is another sword fighter, and he's kind of like they are a kind of mix of, Marth, Robin, pretty much, yeah, Marth and Robin, because of the spells and stuff that you could do. But it's pretty exciting, and honestly, the Fighter's Pass was basically worth it with Joker anyway, and then Banjo and Kazooie on top of that, and Dragon Quest Hero is a nice little thing for the Dragon Quest fans, so pretty exciting for those two new DLC characters.
I wasn't really when I saw Dragon Quest, I really didn't care because I never played the game and never really. Well, I haven't played any of Dragon Quest games and everything because I just never really was interested in the series and never really played or really know anything about the series or anything. So I was like, okay, I wish we had better characters to pick. Because that had been 2 characters in a row I never heard of. But then when they announced then they would announce Banjo, I was pretty excited. I mean, like I said, it's another game I haven't played, but I have before the other 2. I actually heard of Banjo. Obviously, I heard Banjo since 9th grade. which is kind of sad. But yeah, because I didn't grow up with Banjo Kazooie at all. So, but even then, I'm still excited to play as Banjo. It'd be interesting to play that character out. But with the hero character, which I can't believe his name's Hero of all, like you have like literally like almost any of the like half like majority of the characters are probably hero characters anyway. But yeah, it's not that a good name of a character anyway. But just like at least I thought it was just at first when I saw the Dragon Quest announcement, I thought, okay, because at first I didn't realize that the character's name was actually Hero. I thought it'd be like it just was a title or something like that, but it's actually his name, was like interesting, weird name. But Banjo, I'm excited for it because like I know a lot of people like Banjo and people have been wanting Banjo for a long time now. So, but hopefully at least we get a character I know or have played for the next 2 slots, or at least one of the next 2 slots. But that'd be nice. I actually can see seeing all 5 slots being from series that we haven't got before. So, which I think probably gonna happen because the past 3 is from series that we haven't gotten in Smash Brothers. So, let's go on to the next. Well, no, wait, Becky has to say it. Never mind.
No, it's Gator's turn, but before you do that,
sorry, Gator.
Before you do that, I think they're calling him the hero, that character the hero, because it's the 4 different ones. Because I believe the name of the 11 one, which is the main one, I believe the name of that hero's Luminary, but because they have the 3 other ones with him, it makes more sense to call it Hero. I know it seems pretty stupid when you kind of think about it, but it's easier.
I don't know anything about the series.
It's easier.
So I don't know.
It's easier to call 4 different characters in one slot, technically speaking. Actually, no, that doesn't really make much sense because of the Koopalings being best. I don't know. It's whatever. Nintendo, Sakurai, they made their decision on that. Anyway, Gator, your turn.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Pokemon trainer situation where the different colors kind of resemble different trainer characters from the different generations, but with the Dragon Quest Hero, it's a completely different character, and this is cool and all, but seeing this just made me even more bummed out that they didn't do much with the alternate costumes for Link and Zelda, because I've been wanting them to do it for a long time, where like you could have a Skyward Sword or Twilight Princess or Breath of the Wild Zelda, and it's not just locked to one incarnation, and I'm still holding out hope that they do some kind of DLC for that, but I highly doubt it. But back to the characters that were announced. The Dragon Quest Hero, I was admittedly a little bit bummed at first because if there was going to be another Square Enix character, I was really hoping it would be Lara Croft. There's still hope for that because there's been 3 Sega characters, so there's no reason there can't be 3 Square Enix characters. But as for the hero himself, it's interesting. You can clearly tell this is like a marketing thing on Nintendo's part because they're really pushing for Dragon Quest XI, and I'm looking forward to that game. So I'm not complaining or anything like that. And I'm just happy for Dragon Quest heroes, for Dragon Quest fans, that they're finally getting their character in Smash Brothers. But as for Banjo and Kazooie, oh my god! If you saw my reaction video for that. I like James. I think I lost my mind too when I saw that Jiggy on screen because my mind was completely blown from that. This is one of those things where I was like, this is something that I really hope happens someday, but I know it's not going to because there's too much complicated history with it. But it's actually happening, and it makes me so happy. And the funny thing about this is that there were rumors of the original Smash Brothers on Nintendo 64 about Banjo Kazooie being in that game as well. So after this, the only characters that were rumored for the original game that haven't been playable yet are Mew and Rare as a James Bond. So who knows? Maybe we'll get James Bond at some point. And I gotta say, one last thing before we move on, that stage looks so incredible. Spyro Mountain just looks absolutely gorgeous, and I love the fact that it actually spins. So it's not just locked to one area like a bridge, for example. No, it actually spins around, and that's just really incredible.
Fun fact. Oh, you're not done yet. Go ahead.
My chair just squeaked.
Oh. Fun fact. It's been revealed that the Banjo's house on that stage was ripped from Nuts and Bolts, so Nuts and Bolts does get representation in Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Oh boy! I haven't played that game, but oh boy.
I played that game. It's boring as shit.
Wow.
Wow, it's
Anywho.
cold.
Nuts and Bolts sucks.
I mean, I know it sucks, but I haven't played it, but I know it sucks because I know I hear it's terrible. So
Anyway, real quick before the next question, I do want to mention that you have hopes and dreams of Lara Croft being added to the game as another character for Square, but unfortunately the popular theory going around right now is that the reps are all going to be, and it's turned out to be true thus far, technically, the Sony Sega rep thing for the Joker, Square has Dragon Quest. The popular rumor is that there was one wild card which turned out to be Banjo, and the other slots would be from Bandai and Capcom. So those are probably going to be the last 2 reps. Sorry to burst your bubble.
Aw.
All right.
Sorry, Gator.
I know it's kind of a long shot, but crazier things have happened. We got freaking
Yeah.
Jokers, so anything's possible.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, of course, I can see Joker being in Smash Bros. Just because it seems like Persona seems like a game that could be on a Nintendo system / Smash Brothers game. So, compared to like I guess Lara Croft, for example. I mean, Lara Croft had been on Nintendo system. I meant like Lara Croft is Smash Brothers. I mean, but you never know.
If the rumor about the Bandai and Capcom representatives are true, I guess we could probably ask real quick. If that rumor is true, who do you think is going to be in the game?
Oh shoot! I don't know what kind of series Bandai Namco owns, but I know Capcom.
I guess that's Soul Calibur. I know they own Soul
Oh.
Calibur. Just an example, I think they own that. I think.
But for Capcom, Leon Kennedy for Smash.
I definitely think Capcom's would be a Resident Evil representation, and I think Bandai owns Tekken, so it would probably be a Tekken character since there's been Tekken Mii costumes in Smash 4. So
Okay, I mean, like I said, I mean, it could be like they could like do more fighting games, like different characters from fighting games come to Smash Brothers. I mean, kind of makes sense because from fighting games, but like I said, Tekken or even Soul Calibur, for example, could be a character. You never know.
If the rumor is true, then I really hope that the Capcom representative is Amaterasu from Okami. That might be a bit of a long shot because Resident Evil is the more likely choice, and if that's the case, then waifu bias aside, I kind of hope that Sheva from Resident Evil 5, but enough about that.
If anything, it'll be Jill.
Yeah,
Okay.
if there is a female character, it's definitely going to be Jill, but if it's a Bandai Namco character, this would absolutely blow my mind. But if Cosmos from Xenosaga makes it in Smash Brothers, oh my god.
Probably not gonna happen.
It could happen. She appeared in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Spoiler alert, sorry about that. But, oh my god.
I don't even know who that is. I don't even know who that is, so it's not really a spoiler.
No, you know who the Capcom rep would be?
Who?
Minish Link. We need one more Link in the game, baby.
What
It's gonna
about
be
Tingle?
Minish Link.
What about Tingle?
He's only a pixel tall.
Yes.
What about Tingle?
No! Moving on.
Oh, how about Navi?
Moving on, please.
Hey, listen.
Moving on. Speaking of Zelda stuff, actually, the next question: what are your first impressions on the Breath of the Wild sequel?
So, the Breath of the Wild sequel is the last thing they showed off, and when they were playing the trailer, my mind went to this is going to be DLC for Breath of the Wild. They're going to be releasing more DLC. But then things started to get different. I got really excited because I'm like, this is going to be a Breath of the Wild sequel. And it's a Breath of the Wild sequel. I'm really excited. I heard Breath of the Wild is a really good game. Still need to get it. But it's like, it looks really cool. Looks just amazing. I'm really excited for it. And that's all I really have to say. It's just really looks really cool. I'm amazed. I'm just so excited for it.
I like the fact that it seems to be the Majora's Mask to Breath of the Wild's Ocarina of Time. It's a lot more darker, and it's been confirmed that it's going to be a lot more darker than Majora's Mask itself. So this looks very promising. I think a lot of the fan base too even was like, hey, if we're gonna get a Breath of the Wild sequel, can it be like Majora's Mask? You know, can it be like Uten Majora's Mask? So it's kind of cool that it's actually turning out that way. Obviously, looks great, even though we've only seen like 30 seconds, 45 seconds of it. I even noted in my reactions that we did get a good amount of things. Obviously, it's still very probably early in development, or maybe even halfway done, but still, we saw so much stuff that it seems like they've been working on this probably since after they wrapped up the DLC stuff. So that would at least have to be a year, because obviously Breath of the Wild was in development for years and years. And then after, probably even before the game release, they started working on that DLC. So yeah, it's very exciting. I didn't really expect it to end this Nintendo Direct, because the Banjo Kazooie and Smash announcement was like, oh my god, this is amazing. They won E3 based off that, and they could have ended on that. They didn't have to announce Breath of the Wild 2. They could have done what they did for the Link's Awakening remake and saved it for the August or September Direct they're probably gonna have. But they decided to end it this Direct with that. And it just looks very, very exciting. I can't wait.
Okay, well, my thoughts on the new Breath of the Wild sequel. Why I really love Breath of the Wild and all that. I mean, I thought it was going to be DLC as well, but at the same time, I kind of feel like it's a type of game that, it's just a type of game that just feels weird having a sequel, just because how big and how open it is and everything. And stuff like that. I mean, you can do a lot of stuff in Breath of the Wild, but at the same time, because I just feel like it's a type of game it might be. I mean, depending on what all changes and everything, I guess mainly the whole map thing, the whole map, because it's of Hyrule. So I mean, would they do new whole new areas or what? I don't know. I mean, obviously they probably would have to do that, but at the same time, if it's as big as Breath of the Wild is and everything, I mean, it's a sequel to Breath of the Wild, so I'm assuming it's probably going to be as big as Breath of the Wild, and it's probably going to use a lot of the assets from Breath of the Wild, or most of the assets, or even and stuff like that, and same engine, of course. But it's just I kind of want more information about it, kind of to see I just feel like it's a type of game. It's like if they made Skyrim 2 or something like that, or something like that, where it's do we really need this? But I mean, I'm still really excited because I love Breath of the Wild. So, I mean, but at the same time, it's how are they gonna do this? Thing is, if it's a Zelda game that got a sequel, I think traditional Zelda worked better, with how Majora's Mask was with Zelda. I think just the traditional Zelda games not work better with having sequels and stuff. While this can just and everything. So, but I'm still excited for it. I just kind of want more information. And before people say anything, I know James mentioned that Nintendo won E3. In my opinion, I don't think they did, but I'll probably think I'm gonna explain that after we talk about the Nintendo stuff. Once we get into the Microsoft and other stuff conference, I'll probably talk about who I actually thought won E3 and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm not super excited, but at the same time, I love Breath of the Wild.
Speaking of winning E3, I was going to ask that we wait until the end of the discussion to talk about who won E3, but because James already mentioned it, I guess it's safe to say that Breath of the Wild sequel on its own, I already think Nintendo won E3. But yeah, I'm going to try to be as vague as I possibly can to avoid spoilers, but my biggest disappointment with Breath of the Wild was I was really hoping it'd have an Earthbound ending, where after you defeat the big bad guy, you could explore the world and see.
Same.
You could explore the world one last time to see how saving the world with everybody. But
same.
Okay.
I was saying, just I don't like the idea where the game just puts you after you beat and see the final cutscene, just puts you where you were right before the battle. It's like, really?
Yeah, going back to the sequel, I am really excited about this because one thing I was really concerned about was if they'd start from scratch and making a new 3D Zelda game, because 3D Zelda games take a really long time to develop. And as amazing as Breath of the Wild is, I was really hoping we'd see another game to get to explore the world again, because it's such a brilliantly made world that it would be such a shame to only be limited to just one game with it. And I'm really happy that they're actually making a sequel to it. Like, we don't know much about it right now, but there's already so much hype going around with it because like that skeleton guy, a lot of people are theorizing that's Ganondorf or something like that. Like, it's just so exciting. And as James also said, they could have ended direct with the Banjo Kazooie thing. Like, even in my reaction video, when he was saying that there's one more announcement, I even verbally said at that point that Banjo wasn't the one more thing. So I'm very excited about Breath of the Wild. I hope it doesn't take forever to come out. It probably will. But thank you, Nintendo, for making a sequel.
You were speaking of theories about who the skeleton was in the trailer. I saw a lot of people actually saying that was Demise, not Ganondorf.
Oh, that'd be really cool, too.
I pretty much doubt it, though, because, like, the whole head drift stuff on the skeleton does, like, more so seem like Ganon. But it's cool. Theories are cool. If it's Demise, that's neat. Skyward Sword stuff's nice. Cool. Anyway, next question.
All right. The next question: what are your thoughts on the Link's Awakening remake?
So my thoughts on the Link's Awakening remake are basically the same as when it was first announced. I'm really excited for the game. I've never played the original Link's Awakening, but once the remake comes out and I'll finally get my chance to play Link's Awakening, I'm really excited for it. And that's all I really gotta say. For a lot of this stuff, I'm just gonna say I'm really excited for it, unless it's stuff that, sucks. But, really excited for the Link's Awakening remake. That's basically the same opinion I had when it was first announced. So, yeah.
Yeah, we didn't really learn any new stuff other than the new dungeon maker thing, which is pretty cool. And there's some changes. I think with the whole side questing stuff with the dungeon now, you can get new items like a fairy bottle. That wasn't in the original Link's Awakening, so that's nice. We did get confirmation the color dungeon was going to be in the game too, which is pretty cool as well. But yeah, it still looks great. It looks a little fine-tuned compared to the reveal, which is always nice. But yeah, I'm just super excited. Also, it's currently raining right now, and it might shut my power off, so if this discussion has some random cuts in it, you know why.
Hashtag blame James.
No.
Blame
Gator.
James.
No. Blame Gator. Blame
As in just think James.
Weird.
Okay.
I should have seen that one coming.
As in just think James. But anyway, yeah, my thoughts on Link's Awakening remake is, well, I never played the game, and I'm really excited, and it looks beautiful. Like, I like the art. It's interesting to see that art style, though. That's interesting. It's different, and looks great. I mean, it looks beautiful and great and everything. And it'll be my first 2D Zelda game. Like I said, I'm not the biggest Zelda fan, and that's maybe why I wasn't the biggest fan, that excited for Breath of the Wild sequel. Maybe because I'm not a big fan of Zelda, but I'm still excited for the remake just because, one, I want to try the game out and it looks beautiful and everything. It'll also be my first 2D Zelda game, so yeah, I'm excited for it. Looks beautiful.
Oh my god, Link's Awakening remake looks so cool. I'm so excited for it. Link's Awakening was my favorite game growing up. It's so amazing. It was the first game to ever play it. Taught me to rate it. So amazing. And it's going to be a remake on Nintendo Switch. That's going to be super exciting and super amazing. And you can see
Slow down.
It's going to be super amazing. And there's an empty bottle which wasn't there in the original game. And the color dungeons return. And it's super cool. And the dialogue has changed slightly. And it's a little distracting, but it still looks very cool. And you can make your own dungeons in this game. And it's super exciting. Next question.
Slow down, kid. Jeez, that...
You're telling him to slow down?
What? He was talking really fast.
You kind of speak like that sometimes. I mean, not as fast, but still. You do.
Yeah.
He shared the common trait of you usually not taking a breath when you speak.
Well, there's a difference between not taking a breath and talking really, really, really fast, though.
Also, that seemed like the same stuff you said in the direct when it was revealed. That seemed almost mirror what your reactions were during that discussion. Just fast. I see what you did there.
That
I'm
was
joking when I say this. This is the most I've ever been excited for a video game. I'm just so excited for Link's Awakening remake.
Okay.
It's so good.
Okay. Is that your favorite? Is that like your favorite Zelda game?
It was for the longest time, and it's still really high up on the list. I go back and forth between that and Breath of the Wild and Majora's Mask.
Okay.
But it's probably one of those things where it's just so important to me that nothing could ever top it.
It's like people saying that it's like a lot of people's opinions on like Ocarina of Time. Even though I prefer other Zelda games over it, but that's just me.
So, moving on to Link's Awakening remake, because I could talk about that game forever. Let's move on to Animal Crossing. So, what are your thoughts on Animal Crossing New Horizons?
So, if you follow me on Twitter, you already know what my general opinion, thoughts on Animal Crossing New Horizons are. Is that I think the game looks beautiful and stunning from what they've shown so far. And I was, like a lot of people, kind of upset that it did get delayed. But I was really expecting the delay because of how little we knew about it until then. So it's kind of like Metroid Prime 4. It was announced, we knew very little about it, then it was announced to be delayed. In Metroid Prime's 4 case, it was basically being worked up from the ground up. In Animal Crossing New Horizons case, they're basically trying to make the best Animal Crossing game they can. New Leaf is my favorite game, and in the series. I've only really played City Folk and New Leaf, so that's a very little list of Animal Crossing games. Well, and Pocket Camp and Happy Home Center, so that's very little list. But New Horizons looks really good. Was a little upset about being delayed at first, but I've gotten over that, realizing that they just need to make the perfect Animal Crossing game. And I'm just really excited. It's going to be a day one purchase for me. Really love it. Looks amazing. Really excited.
All right, just to get it out of the way. Why didn't Nintendo get rid of Mr. Rossetti's job? Anyway, so it's unfortunate that it's going to be delayed.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that it's going to be delayed, but Miyamoto has said rush game is bad forever, but I forget the quote, but basically, don't rush your video games. Take your time, release them when they're ready and good. And it's really good also. Shout out to Nintendo for making sure their employees' health is put first in this situation, because the Animal Crossing crew working on the game only works a select hours, so they don't overwork themselves, so thank you for that, Nintendo. But yeah, it looks beautiful. It's basically like HD Pocket Camp, but a little bit more tweaked, in a sense. But it's still pretty cool. We're on an island this time, and that's nice. First time in the main series we're on an island. And it's pretty much the same Animal Crossing, just, the little Pocket Camp-like tweaks. It looks great. I'm super excited for it. Again, sucks that it's delayed, but hey, as long as it turns out to be a great game, I don't mind. And it looks like it's going to be great, so I'm okay with it being delayed.
I have to say, I love Animal Crossing and everything. I love Animal Crossing. Like, I played the original when I was younger, and then I played like DS version, and then I played New Leaf, and like the original and New Leaf were just great games. Well, the DS game is a good game. Just I love the original, pardon me, because nostalgia stuff. And then I also love New Leaf because New Leaf is my favorite Animal Crossing game. New Leaf is though. So, but the original is still really good compared to New Leaf. But even though I haven't played the original in a long time, but yeah, I'm really excited for Animal Crossing New Horizons, just because it's like a series that I have played for. Like, I grew up with Animal Crossing, I guess. It's it's a series that I grew up with. Unlike because I know like a lot of people start out like either with like the newer ones, like newer, not really. I guess New Leaf's been out for a while, but yeah, like I guess because I'm the only one here where I started with the original Animal Crossing on the GameCube. Well, the GameCube version, which of the US version, I guess would be because technically it's like the third or second thing version of the original or something like that. Because it originally was going to be like on like the 64, and then they brought it to the GameCube, and they updated with a bunch of stuff, and then they brought that to the US and all that. So, of the original Animal Crossing. So, but anyway, I'm just like the only thing is interesting that we're on an island. I kind of wish we're on like a normal city, like how we usually do. Because like I always loved going to the island, like the way in New Leaf, where you take the boat to the island and everything, and like grab a bunch of like different like exotic bugs and plants, not plants, bugs and fish, like and fruit too, I guess, to bring back to the to your city, town, and everything. Because that's how like that, because that's a good way to like pay off your home and everything. Just go to an island and try to like spend like an hour or two fishing, getting food and all that in that game. So like, I kind of wish they kind of kept that way where you go to the island. But I mean, it's still a good game. It looks beautiful with all the whole like, you can like build different paths and all the whole planting stuff and everything. And the game looks beautiful and all that. And I mean, I'm kind of disappointed that like Resetti lost his job and everything. The whole auto saving games can be a little annoying sometimes. Like, just because, especially when you do a Let's Play with only one save profile, and something goes wrong where you screw up or something like that, and then you have to play the game all over again or something like that. But at the same time, it's like, I like all saving too as well, because you don't, especially if if you do somehow forget to save, or save like the power actually goes off and everything, or something like that. You're back to where you started. But also, I like Resetti though in the Animal Crossing game, because Resetti's been here since the original. Like in the original Animal Crossing, Resetti was angry at you big time and everything, and like you had to like actually like in the original they even had it where you had to like say sorry to him and everything, and everything. So, and he won't let you go until you say sorry, which actually liked him quite a bit. I mean, he was annoying, especially more annoying in the original than New Leaf, but still liked him. It's just, there was a cool feature that was unique to the series, that if you forget to save, or you don't save on purpose, which I did a few times in the original when I was a kid, just so I have Resetti come up every time I start the game if I don't save.
We still have about 10 questions. Let's start wrapping it up here.
But I'm looking for this. I'm looking for this game quite a bit. So yeah, that's my opinion on the game.
Yeah, the resetting thing, to add to that, I remember when I was a kid and I played Wild World, I'd intentionally reset my game because I just loved seeing Resetti's rants.
Yeah, like I said, I did that in the original Animal Crossing as well, and he was more annoying in the original Animal Crossing than New Leaf. So it's like I said, you have to say, actually, they type in a message and have to say sorry to it. And it depends on like how many times you do it. He gets just more angry the more times you do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm done now.
I gotta ask something about New Horizons before I say anything. How in the world did the Otaku artist and Andre from Game Explain and Arlo predict that it would be on an island?
I don't know. Oh, I do have one more thing to say about my own cross. So I was going to talk about the delay thing. I wasn't expecting it to come out this year. I thought it would come out like later, or like late 2020, maybe at the oldest, maybe, just because we didn't know much about the game. So I thought, one thing is, I did wish that we saw more of it in the direct, but yeah, but that's pretty much. But yeah, like I said, I'm fine with it being in spring. I thought it'd be actually later than that.
Yeah, pretty much everything that I've seen from New Horizons makes me really excited, with the exception of the autosave thing, because as a Let's Player, I've grown to despise those things. But I think it's really cool that you're pretty much building up your town from the ground up, and I think that's a really cool idea. Just little things here and there, like auto stacking fruit, finally, pole vaulting over rivers and things like that, and local multiplayer is going to be really fun too. Um, I'll admit, when I saw those villagers running around, I kind of my first thought was like a co-op series or something like that. But yeah, New Horizons looks really good. I'm glad they're delaying it because that gives the developers more time to repolish it up. Because I you just know that this could be a truly incredible game if they have enough time to work on it. Um, so I'm really excited for this one, and that's pretty much it. I'm sorry if I'm rambling on for a bit. The next question, without bringing up the Pokedex controversy, what are your thoughts on Pokemon Sword and Shield?
So my thoughts on Pokemon Sword and Shield is the game looks really good. Like many Pokemon games, new Pokemon games, they just keep on getting better and better with the way they look and all that sort of stuff. The Pokemon look really good. No complaints from me so far about the Pokemon. Barely heard anything negative about the new Pokemon actually, which is actually pretty surprising. Um, it just looks really good. They showed off the new gym leaders and all that sort of stuff, or one of them, I think the water type one, which pretty good design, all that sort of stuff. A lot of fan art. It's like always when a new Pokemon game is announced. It's really good, really excited. That's all I got. And it's definitely a day one buy. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, without the Pokedex controversy stuff, there's really nothing negative of this game to talk about. Yeah, it looks great. We had the Pokemon Direct recently as well, but we were going to have E3 anyway, so might as well just save stuff for that. We saw a couple brand new Pokemon, including the legendary Zacian and, oh god, what's the name of the other one? Zahurharna or whatever it's called. They look great. Obviously, they kind of look pretty similar at first glance, but they are actually a little different, other than, having a sword in its mouth and its face being a shield, or its mane, rather. We have Wooloo, probably the most adorable new Pokemon of them all. We had Gossifleur, and its Eldegoss, I think, is its evolution. Corviknight looks great. And what was the last one? Dreadnought? Yeah, Dreadnought. They look great. We saw two new gym leaders, one at the Pokemon Direct and one at E3. Milo, who looks like a big man-child with bulging muscles, and then Nessa, who's apparently the Pokemon fandom's new queen. And then at E3 on the show floor, it was revealed there were two other new Pokemon, Yamper and Electric Corgi, which is just amazing. Why did it take so long for an Electric Corgi? And an imp Pokemon named Impadimp. And it's apparently a Dark Fairy type, so that's a brand new type combo. That's neat. Sword and Shield looks great. It honestly looks wonderful. I don't really have any complaints of it thus far, other than the thing we're not allowed to talk about.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this Pokemon game because like the Pokemon look neat, and I love Pokemon. I mean, I grew up with Pokemon, so even though the last few generations I haven't really been as much as a fan with Pokemon, especially with some of the Pokemon designs and some in more of the newer generations. It's mainly Gen 5 don't, but of course each generation has their own Pokemon that are bad and good and stuff like that. But like I said, there's some Pokemon I like from Gen 5 I like, but the Pokemon in this Generation 8 look good though, like better than I think this generation with the Pokemon will be good compared to the past few. And just in my opinion, even though I wasn't the biggest fan of any of the starters, I mean Scorbunny looks the best of the starters, but that's also just the first line, like the first stage. Like we don't even have the second or third stage yet, so it could definitely change just overall and anything, especially what they end up being. I thought we were gonna see a lot more of Pokemon, just more information and all of that. But during just E3 overall, because of course we did. I think what kind of ruined it a little bit. Why I also don't think it was really that good of a Nintendo's E3, just because like I thought we are gonna have a lot more stuff about Sword and Shield, and I kind of wish the Pokemon Direct they had was just part of the Nintendo Switch Direct at E3. Just in my opinion, because like they didn't really, besides what they had at the Treehouse, they really didn't cover much. Besides what was at the Treehouse, except for maybe a few things like another gym leader, like the water type gym, which I'm and also like them bringing. I do love how they're bringing back the gyms and everything, but I'm thinking I grew up with Pokemon. I love Pokemon. I'm still gonna get it. Like even the ones I haven't enjoyed that much, even though I did love Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee. That's one of the Pokemon games I loved, which I haven't loved a Pokemon game that good in a while. Even though it lacked some features that were in the main games, like abilities and other stuff, but I really enjoyed Pokemon Pikachu and Eevee. And I'm looking forward to this game a lot. So, yeah, that's my opinions.
Yeah, I don't have much to say about Sword and Shield, to be honest. I didn't grow up on Pokemon, so I don't know that much about it. It is pretty exciting because this is the first generation that I have been part of the hype train for. Because I didn't really care that much for Sun and Moon when they were first announced, and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon just didn't really look that interesting to me. But Sword and Shield, they look really good. Like I absolutely love the world in that game. The Galar region itself looks really incredible. I haven't really paid attention that much to the new Pokemon outside of Scorbunny, because Scorbunny is adorable. But yeah, the game looks pretty fun, and it looks pretty interesting. And where was it going with this? I don't remember. Sorry, I don't know that much about Pokemon. Like we were originally going to do the Pokemon Direct discuss, and I wasn't even going to be part of that one because I just don't have that much to say about it. So I do apologize if I sound like a blubbering idiot whenever this game series comes up. Yeah, the next question: are there any other games from Nintendo's E3 Direct that you'd like to talk about, such as the Spyro Reignited trilogy or The Witcher 3?
Before I get to Spyro, I just want to say, No More Heroes Free is being made. I am very excited for No More Heroes Free. For those who don't know,
and no one's talking about it.
Yeah, no one's talking about it, and it's like, is it really that old of a series? It was made back in the Wii. It had a cult following, but hardly anybody's talking about it. And it's like it had a new game not too long ago. Well, it wasn't exactly a new game. It's sort of a spinoff. Travis Strikes Again, No More Heroes, which I've recently gotten into. Really fun. I'm really excited for No More Heroes Free, unlike some people, Otaku Artists and Later Gator to you. But, it's like hardly anybody's talking about it. I think more people need to talk about No More Heroes Free. The fact that we're getting No More Heroes Free, and I was kind of weirded out because Suda said that he didn't really want to do the series with Travis anymore, which is why he made Travis Strikes Again. So I'm kind of weirded out that Travis is there again, but yeah, who knows? Maybe they'll have another character there to assist him or something that could be played as. I don't really know. Now, for other games, I'm not really going to talk about them, except for Resident Evil 5. I'm really happy that's coming to the Switch. I recently got the Xbox 360 version. Now I feel like I didn't really need to get it because it's coming out on Switch, along with Resident Evil 6, but Resident Evil 6 can go burn in a dumpster fire for all I care. I hate that game. As for Spyro, I am very happy that Spyro is coming to the Switch, because I may have grew up with Nintendo. The first ever console I played was the PlayStation. I remember Crash and Spyro very fondly, and I'm just so happy that Spyro's back and he's coming to the Switch. I finally played the Spyro trilogy again after so many years. I no longer have the PlayStation 1 or any of the Spyro games. After so many years, I can finally play Spyro again. I'm just so happy for all these games I talked about. Just really awesome, really excited. All of them will be day one buys. Oh, and Luigi's Mansion 3 looks awesome. Day one buy.
Yeah, just a quick rundown of some other stuff we saw. Luigi's Mansion 3 Looks great. I love the opening cutscene that was on the show floor in the demo videos of Toad driving the bus to the hotel. That's so beautiful. An out of nowhere left field Panzer Dragoon remake of, I think, the 2 games for the Switch. That's weird. That is cool. Well, all right. No More Heroes 3, like Pancake said. I mean, people expected No More Heroes 3. I don't want to spoil anything because it has something to do with Travis Strikes Again that relates to No More Heroes 3, but people expect it, basically. I'll just leave it at that. And Spyro Reignited Trilogy. I don't really care about anything else. Spyro Reignited Trilogy, it was pretty much leaked immediately when the game was announced on the Activision website, or SpyroTheDragon.com. I think it was the Spyro website, because it had the placeholder pre-orders for not only Nintendo Switch, but PC, and it was announced that it was coming to Switch and PC here at E3. But yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting. It's finally coming. It's probably one of the most worst-kept secrets in gaming in recent memory, although there seems to be a lot of those lately. But all in all, this E3 was pretty great for extra Nintendo games, except Daemon X Machina. I still don't like that game.
Offense, that's rude.
There wasn't really much in the other games that I really was excited for at Direct besides Spyro, of course, because I love Spyro. I just wish they didn't have in just a 2-second montage. Like, that frustrated me. When I saw that in the 2-second montage, like, really? In a 2-second montage? Or not, well, the montage was 2 seconds, but it lasted, like, 2 seconds in a montage of games, but, like, why didn't they have a full trailer of just it being announced? Because Spyro's a really big game. I mean, they had one for Clash. Why didn't they have it for Spyro? I mean, they did have a trailer, like, on YouTube later on, but they didn't have it during the Direct or anything. I mean, they had it and everything, but like, just why did you have it in a 2-second montage? But I'm really excited. What?
I was gonna say, I wholeheartedly agree. I said in my reactions that Empire of Sin or whatever they announced in a little trailer, that's where Spyro should have been. That game should have been in that montage, and Spyro should have had its own full thing. That was so stupid. Nintendo, you did poor on that.
It's one of the biggest, or it used to be one of the biggest game. It's literally one of PlayStation's mascots that kind of competed with Clash of being PlayStation's mascot back in the day. It's that big. Like, I recognize Clash and Spyro as PlayStation mascots back then, or even still today, I got them as PlayStation mascots, or at least PS1 mascots. It's that big of a deal. And I love Spyro, and I love Clash. I recently played, not recently, but a little bit ago, played the Crash Bandicoot trilogy, on Nintendo Switch when it was released, I guess, almost a year ago. Wow. But, and it's amazing. And I'm really excited for Spyro, because I just love, and I haven't even played all 3 Spyro games. I played the first game. I have the first game on my PS3, the original first game. I bought the digital version from the PlayStation Store back a few years ago, or actually 5 years ago, so probably something like that. And it's a fun game. Never beaten the first Spyro, but I would love to play the original Spyro, especially remastered, and as well as the second, third, and just wow. But of other games, there wasn't really anything. I know there's the whole Fire Emblem Treehouse, which I won't care for because I'm not the biggest fan of Fire Emblem. There's the Luigi Mansion 3, which I don't really care. I'm not the biggest fan of Luigi Mansion. That's the thing. This is the thing. I do have to say, actually, I guess that would be the next question. This is the next question. So I'll talk about the next question. Sorry, but yeah, Spyro was really the only of all the questions that we asked for. Spyro was really the only game of other game that we haven't talked about that I'm really excited for, and kind of disappointing that they showed in a 2-second montage in that montage for 2 seconds. But I'm done.
Yeah, I agree that I wish that Spyro had more time during the direct. I can kind of understand why though, because that game had been out for several months already, so it probably wouldn't make a whole lot of sense to be there. But at the same time, Fortnite got its own trailer last year, so I don't know why Spyro couldn't get one this year. But yeah, when that clip was on screen for Spyro, I was so excited. Like we all already knew that it was coming because, as James said, it was the worst kept secret all year. But I'm just really happy that we got official confirmation on it. And I just find it funny that we are now living in a world where there's going to be a Spyro game and a Crash game on a cartridge. And one last thing about Spyro before I move on to the other things is that fun story. Last year when I was planning out Let's Plays, I had every intention on making Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage Let's Play number 23. But then that got delayed when the Reignited Trilogy was announced, and I was kind of in like a wait-and-see mode to see if it would ever come to Switch. And now it is coming to Switch, so maybe that might happen in the near future. But moving out of other games. I didn't include Luigi's Mansion 3 or Fire Emblem as questions because I wanted to kind of save on time for us recording these because these things go on for a long time. But Luigi's Mansion 3 looks amazing. Really excited for that one. I hope it doesn't get delayed because we didn't get a release date and that kind of concerns me. But I'm really excited for it, and I love the hotel theme. It just looks amazing. And that treehouse segment with the movie floor, that entire area just looks so awesome. I'm really excited for Luigi's Mansion 3. And Fire Emblem Three Houses, from what it sounds like, it kind of sounds like Fire Emblem mixed with some Persona social elements and things like that, which sounds really interesting. And that game, I know I can understand people not being excited for that one, but I personally am really excited, and that's probably going to be the first Fire Emblem game that I ever try out. And it's going to be awesome. And the last two that I'll talk about are Witcher 3 and Daemon X Machina. The Witcher 3, I think that was leaked like a week before the direct or anything like that. And when I first saw that, I was like, there's no way that's coming to Switch. And to my surprise, it is actually coming to Switch. And it looks interesting. It's probably not a game I'm going to try out myself, but I'm really happy that fans of that game can try it out on Switch if they want. And Daemon X Machina, I don't remember if that was in the direct or not, but I'm really excited for that one because I tried out the demo, and that demo was a lot of fun because they're like basically just a robot shooting everything in sight, and it's awesome. And the next question, was there anything that you wished was discussed during the direct?
Nothing really, because it seemed like a lot of games that people wanted to see were there. I mean, Nintendo did a really good job just showing off games that people wanted to see, and, nothing really else that I can think of. So I was kind of, I kind of had a little prediction in my head that they were probably going to announce some DLC for Odyssey, but I knew that would never happen, so I wasn't really expecting it, but nothing else besides what I just mentioned, so nope.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Pancake. I think the direct was pretty much perfect for what it was. Maybe they could have thrown in some, like maybe 2 announcements for 2020 titles, because the only technical 2020 title we actually know about right now, other than third-party stuff that seems interesting, is Animal Crossing New Horizons. So if they had maybe 1 or 2 2020 announcements in the direct, it probably would have been absolutely perfect. But still, it was pretty good. I have no complaints.
Yeah, there's definitely stuff I wish. Well, I guess more of like games I want more that wasn't discussed. Not really games that weren't there that weren't discussed. It's more like games I want more that showed more that they needed to show more of during the direct. I'm gonna say here's kind of the reason why I didn't think Nintendo didn't win E3 was because I kind of wish they showed more of the Animal Crossing New Horizons. I wish they showed more and kind of focused more on that, just because it's a big. I mean, they did show that quite a bit of it and everything with the trailer and all that, but I thought we were going to get quite a bit more of Animal Crossing New Horizons. I thought we were going to end off Animal Crossing New Horizons, not with the Breath of the Wild sequel, but. And also another thing is with the whole I wish that we got more Pokemon Sword and Shield news. Like, I mean, yes, there was some news that were during the Treehouse, but I just wish that they had the Pokemon Direct be part of the Nintendo's E3 Direct. Just, I think that's kind of why it kind of ruined it a little bit for me, where I didn't think Nintendo won E3. Also, with the whole Spyro coming with the 2-minute montage, which I talked about just a few minutes ago. I just talked about that with this whole Spyro thing, which we got that in trailer, but also we didn't really get anything that really was very, very shocking. I mean, yes, there's some like, well, that's coming to Switch. That's amazing. Wow, I'm glad. Like for example, Spyro and stuff like that. But even then, like, I wish we had a game where we didn't have leaks or anything, rumors and stuff like that. That was like, that's coming to the Switch. For example, like Doom and Wolfenstein is coming to Switch like that. For example, like when Doom and Wolfenstein came, like Doom and Wolfenstein came. I kind of wish we got something like that where it's like, because like, and also the thing with the Direct is well, a lot of the big hitters were near the end. Like a lot of the big hitters were at the end. Like I said, a lot of the games I'm not really like for example, I'm not really excited for Three Heroes or Luigi Mansion 3 that much. And like I said, this is the reason why I didn't think Nintendo won E3, just because I wish they showed more Pokemon, more of Animal Crossing, and actually showed the full trailer for Spyro. Like, this is the reason why I didn't think. I mean, I love Nintendo and all and everything, and I just think they had better years. I think they just had better years. Like, for example, the year in 2013, I believe, which was the year when Mario Kart 8 and Smash Brothers 4 for the Wii U and 3DS were announced. I think that year Nintendo won E3, as well as the year when Metroid Prime 4 was announced.
Not to interrupt, but we're getting off topic, and we should probably move on.
I'm still discussing the Direct. What? But anyway, I just wish there was like something exciting, and like just it wasn't the best E3. We definitely had better E3s with the whole like 2013 with Smash Brothers and 4, and then the 1 year with Metroid Prime 4 and stuff. But yeah, this it is good, just not as good as I think other people thought.
One thing I'd like to say about your opinion on the Animal Crossing thing, they didn't show it in the Direct, but the Animal Crossing Treehouse segment, they showed a lot more stuff on the game during that. So if you haven't checked it out already, I'd recommend that.
Yeah, I didn't really watch much of Treehouse because I don't really care that much for Treehouse, really. Because it's on for like hours and hours all day long, where it's like it's just kind of boring to watch compared to a Direct or even just a conference.
So there were 3 things that I wish they'd shown off during the Direct. I really wish they'd show Tokyo Mirage Sessions on Switch. I really wish they'd shown Pikmin 4, at least a teaser or something, because Miyamoto said that game was finished years ago, and we still haven't seen anything from that. And I kind of wish that they included the Hat in Time Switch port in that little montage thingy they did, but they didn't, so I'm really concerned about that port. But other than that, Nintendo did amazing this year. I'm glad they didn't waste their time on games that are coming out in the near future, like Super Mario Maker, or games like Pokemon, which they always do their own thing, so they're very, very rarely in E3 Directs at all, so it's kind of a silly thing to complain about. But yeah, I think Nintendo had a pretty good showing this year, and I'm really satisfied with it. It wasn't 2017 amazing, but they still did a really great job this year, especially with Breath of the Wild 2 and Link's Awakening Remake. The next question, what are your thoughts on the games announced right before E3? More specifically, games like SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom Remaster or Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair?
Well, I can't really say much about Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair because I have not played the first Yooka-Laylee game, and I'm pretty sure Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair is a sequel, so there's not really much I could say. As for SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, now, I never grew up with the original Battle for Bikini Bottom, but I did grow up with the SpongeBob SquarePants movie game. So seeing the SpongeBob game get remade, even though it wasn't the one I grew up with, is really nice to see. And I'm really glad they're remaking the SpongeBob game because I really wanted to try it out. And now finally will get a chance to try it out. Really hope I like it. It seems like a good game from what I've seen of it so far, and that's all I really have to say.
So, Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. THQ's been itching to remake that for a while. Not much of a surprise, although looks great from what we've seen little of it. Ukulele and the Impossible Layer, however. Oh my god. I was caught off guard when they were like, hey, we have an announcement tomorrow before E3, and I was like, wait, what? And then the Impossible Layer got revealed, and oh my god, it looks like Donkey Kong Country, which is amazing because I love Donkey Kong Country. So, I'm very excited. And Gator was mentioning extra Animal Crossing stuff on the Treehouse. Ukulele was part of the final day of the Treehouse because it was a indie day. And, God, the game looks so good. I'm just so excited for it. I can't wait. And it's coming out later this year. I can't wait. It's gonna be great. I'm just excited.
I kind of wish that these games were revealed during E3 just because I think it's just more exciting when games are announced during E3 and just makes conferences more entertaining to watch when like big games like the SpongeBob remastered game, as well as Ukulele and the Impossible Lair. Why I never played the original SpongeBob game. Maybe I'll try it out when it comes out because I know a lot of people love that game. Battle for Bikini Bottom. I mean, I love SpongeBob. I love like the old I love old school SpongeBob. Like that. I always like that. And I probably may try out Ukulele, the new one, because it's different from the first Ukulele game, which you can see totally from the gameplay and everything, which is interesting. Which maybe because of that, I might try it out because with the original Ukulele. I mean, I enjoyed it and it was fun and all, but it had a few problems. Like there were a few problems, mainly with the camera. That was like, there's some problems I didn't like about Ukulele, even though it still was a good game, enjoyable game to play. It's just not the best game. And plus I didn't grow up with Banjo Kazooie, so maybe that's why. But yeah, like, and also one game that's I guess that's not on here that was announced right before E3 was the Destroy All Humans game remake. Because I played which fun thing, I actually played the second one growing up. I played the second one at a friend's house. That's years ago when I was younger, when growing up. And then I eventually got the first game, and on my PS2, and I played that, and which actually I haven't played the second game since. I played it years ago at a friend's house, but the first game's really fun, and excited to see what they change and everything about the Destroy All Humans game, because that's a really fun game. It's definitely a cult classic and everything, but yeah, like it's very funny, and yeah, like it's just one of those games I'm excited for. Just kind of wish that these games were saved for an act like during an E3 conference, but still fine. That's still fine.
So the Battle for Bikini Bottom remake was a big surprise for me because you don't really see a whole lot of remakes or remasters of licensed games. But Battle for Bikini Bottom was definitely a fan favorite amongst SpongeBob fans, and for good reason. It's a really good game even today. I'm really excited for this one, and what I'm really excited about in particular is that it sounds like they're taking ideas that were cut from the original game and bringing them back, because the original version, for example, that was supposed to have a Robot Squidward boss fight, which got cut because of time constraints, but they're actually bringing that idea back into the remake, which is something you never see in remakes or remasters or anything like that. So this is going to be really exciting. And the Ukulele and the Impossible Lair, Pancake said it sounded like a sequel. That's not actually the case. This is more of a spin-off of anything else. Because as James said, this is like a Donkey Kong Country style game. And I'm really excited for this because I loved Ukulele. It did have its problems, but I absolutely adored that game. And a ukulele game that plays like Donkey Kong Country, that is a dream come true. And one thing that I'm really hoping they do is that the original ukulele had a filter where it looked like a Nintendo 64 game. So that makes me wonder if Impossible Lair will also have a filter where it looks like an SNES game, because that would be really mind blowing if they could do that. I doubt it, but it'd be really cool.